Hello and welcome to BioRules video lessons. Today we are going to be talking about the function of the stomas. So here we have a few stomas that you've seen them before in the structure of the leaves. They are on the surface of a leaf. Usually it's expected to find more stomas in the bottom of the leaf than in the top, but that may vary as well depending on the species of the plant. And the stomas have different positions. They may be open like here, or they may be closed like here. And for a stoma to be open, it gains water. So when water moves inside of the stoma, so water is moving here, see the water over there. So if the plant has plenty of water, then the stoma gets turgid, gets very filled with water. And then the natural position for it is going to be open. If the plant doesn't have much water, the water then therefore leaves the stoma cells, and if the water leaves the stoma cells, the stoma gets flaccid, and the natural position for them when it's flaccid is to be closed. So here we have the diagram. This here is when you have lots of water going inside, and the guard cells get turgid and the stoma aperture gets open. Hey, look, it's open. But if this water leaves the guard cells, then the plant becomes flaccid and there is no opening here. The plant is closed. Okay? So the main question would be then why to lose water? We saw that the plant then can regulate losing water, but why having a mechanism that allows it to lose water? Why not be sealed? Because losing water is bad. The plant wants to have water. So the water is vital for the life cycle of the cell. It's vital for the photosynthesis. No, the plant uses water to do its main chemical reaction, photosynthesis. So why affording to lose water? And the idea is this. The plants, they lose water to gain water. What? Yes. So let's try to put this here in a quite clear diagram. There is a little plant being sunbathed by the sun, and the sun has radiation which warms up the plant, and this plant will naturally evaporate water. Oh, this plant has the stomas open. Yeah, it's wanting to lose water. Hey, very good. So it's losing water over there. So what's the point on losing that water? In the moment the leaves lose water by transpiration, it creates an emptiness on the leaves. It creates quite a vacuum. It creates a negative pressure. And this negative pressure has to be filled by something. So this negative pressure creates a suction, which will suck water from the stem. The xylem will then carry water to the leaves. Hey, there's water going to the leaves. But if the water was carried from the stem to the leaves, that creates a negative pressure on the stem. And now the stem is going to be sucking water up. If the stem is sucking water up, it's creating a negative pressure over there. It will create a negative pressure on the roots. So the roots are going to be, the water will move up. And if the roots are creating negative pressure, that will end up causing more water to move into the roots. In this case, the water moving into the roots, not necessarily by negative pressure. There are other forces working here, like osmosis, that we're going to be studying next semester. But the idea for losing water is to be able to gain more water. So the plant is putting water out in order for the roots to wet it up and carry this water up to the leaves. Okay, that's the idea. The plant loses water, so the water can travel, and sometimes can travel very high, to 20, 30, 50, 100 meters high. So that's the idea. Okay, but why? So the other question would be, the plant loses water to gain water. Okay, I hope you understood the mechanism, how it works. But the question, why losing water to gain water? What's the point? If the plant has water, why losing water to get more water? And the answer is that when the plant gets water, it doesn't get only water. Here we have the plant doing its transpiration, but together with the water, when it moves up, ions, minerals, they also move up from the roots through the rest of the plant. And when you get to the leaf, the water goes away. So it may go away if the plant lets it go or not, but the ions stay. So this mechanism of transpiration, of losing water, is known as transpiration pull. Transpiration pull. And this allows the plant to lose water, to gain water and ions. It is the main transport mechanism of the plant. And we can investigate that. In the lab, we can actually see how much a plant is losing water, how much a plant is transpirating. Because the idea here is that we put a little plant, there are little leaf shoots, we put that into this device called a potometer. It is filled with water and we regulate this step over here in order to regulate the level to the zero over there. And then what we do is to let the plant to transpire. So here we have the plant transpiring. In the bottom here, you are going to be seeing the water moving. The plant is transpiring, the water is moving. The plant is transpiring, the water is moving. And after a certain while, you can measure how much water did this plant lose in this amount of time. Let's say 1 hour. Oh, it lost 4 milliliters. So the transpiration here is then 4 milliliters per hour. Yay, we managed to measure it. And why would we want to measure it? So we can know the level of transpiration of different species, of different plants. Or if there's a relationship with the transpiration with the area, there are many questions that you can answer with this. Okay? So there are a few factors that might affect the transpiration, and I want to just front them some here for you. For example, light. Light is necessary for photosynthesis. Light also may cause the plant to get warmer. No, it's kind of a radiation. So it may affect photosynthesis, may affect transpiration, may affect losing water by transpiration. Another factor is wind, because we all know that in windy days the clothes, they dry faster. So it might affect clothes drying, but it might also affect plants' transpiration. Humidity. In dry days, the clothes dry faster. The same probably happen with the plants. Humidity might have an effect on the plant transpiration. And of course, heat. The higher the temperature, we would expect that the plant would transpire more. So all this can be investigated. All this can be checked out in simulators or in real life. We are going to do practicals with this in class. And just to illustrate to you the importance of this idea of transpiration, the plant has much more leaves than the area that they are covering in the soil. So this diagram here represents a proportion of square meters of plants to the square meters of soil covered by that plant. And what you can see here, for example, in Amazon, is that the plants that are in Amazon, they have a scale, a ratio of around 6 or 7. That means they have about 7 times the area in leaves than they would have in soil. That means one tree in Amazon transpirates to the equivalent of 6 or 7 times the area that it's covering the soil. So if you cut out the trees, we are going to have 6 or 7 less transpiration. That means 6 or 7 less evaporation, 6 or 7 less clouds formed, 6 or 7 less times rain. So if we cut the Amazon, we are going to have less rain. And there's something that's quite important for us here in the southeast, is that the rain that comes here to the southeast comes mainly from the Amazon. So if you cut the forest, there's a big chance that we are cutting our rain supply. So that's quite important. We have to pay attention to this transpiration pool, because it affects not only the plant's life, but also it can affect our life. And now let's do some exercises. If you use a cell phone to point to this QR code, you're going to be opening our quiz. You can also type this link under the QR code to be able to open it. There are a few questions. I hope you have fun doing it.